Hi, and welcome to our Retired Nomad Adventures.
I'm Retired Rick.
And I'm Daphne, and we are a retired couple from the United States who sold everything to travel the world full-time. So we're traveling the world with a backpack and a suitcase, and we tend to stay in places about a month at a time. And so for today's video, we are in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and we've been here for about 2 weeks. So today we want to take you through our first impressions of Chiang Mai. We feel like we've been here long enough to be able to speak about first impressions only. We're going to give you a full tour of our Airbnb, take you through all the initial cost associated with being here, and we're hoping that if you are thinking about coming to Thailand, that this video is helpful for you. So one of the things we get asked is, why did we choose to come to Southeast Asia, and why did we choose to start in Thailand?
When we started talking about coming to Thailand, I was a little bit nervous because you hear rumors, the language barrier, just all sorts of whatever rumors may be out there, and you really don't know until you get there. So I was kind of skeptical about coming, but now that I hear it, like, first impressions are it's a really nice country. So far, it's been great for us. So I'm liking it so far.
Well, I think that our Western ideas about places outside of the United States or outside of sort of the typical places people go to, we have Western notions about things. And so it's nice to kind of push those boundaries. This is our second leg of our Retired Nomad Adventures. And for the first leg, we decided to go to super traditional, safe places. We went to England and Portugal. We already knew we loved both of those places. And I think we were worried about being gone for so long. We weren't sure how we'd react to that. So we chose someplace safe in case we got homesick. We knew that we'd at least like the places that we were at. And then for the second round, we wanted to be a little more adventurous.
Adventurous, yes. We took 2 flights to get here. Our first flight was about 15 and a half hours. We flew into Taiwan, and then from Taiwan came into Chiang Mai, and that was about a 3.5 hour flight. So it was a long day, but it was really simple. It was really not that bad.
It really wasn't. I think we thought that 15 and a half hour flight was going to feel insurmountable. But we ended up leaving about 11 p.m. at night. So we were able, for the first time ever, to both get some pretty decent sleep on a flight. And so it didn't feel any worse than any traditional like European flight.
Right. And we took China Air, which was really nice.
I feel like the airplane was old school. Like, it was fancy. It had really nice paneling. I don't know. The airplane itself was impressive. And I thought they did a really nice job.
Food was good. Everything was really good.
Yeah. And then when we landed, so the other thing about coming to Thailand and starting in Chiang Mai is that there's an airport right in Chiang Mai. And so that was really convenient and nice. And so to get to our Airbnb from the airport was only 15, 20 minutes?
15, 20 minutes. And here in Thailand, they use the transportation company is Grab. So it's just like our Uber, but it's just a Grab. And it costs about $5 to go from the airport to our Airbnb. And at the airport, we heard that there was long wait times at the airport to get a Grab, but it was less than 5 minutes that we had to wait, and our driver was fantastic, and
customs was a breeze.
Good.
So we were a little worried about customs, but we breezed through customs, no problem. And so landed, got here quickly and easily. And so I would say that if you're looking to stay in Chiang Mai and you're researching places to stay, one of the places that absolutely will come up is the Astra Sky River Resort. And so we chose to stay. We saw it over and over again. There's the Astra. Period, and then there's the Astra Sky River. So the Astra is a little bit older. The location is maybe a slightly bit better. The older
in town.
The older one is a little bit better location, but this one is much more modern and has all kinds of features and amenities. And so how about if we take you on a tour of our Airbnb now? The Astra Sky River is a beautiful building from the outside. It's one of the newest buildings in the area, and there's doormen who greet you and will help you, and they also do help you cross the street. When you enter into the lobby, there's Wi-Fi down there, so if you have to wait at all for your Airbnb to be ready, you're set. You can sit in comfort. You head up the elevators, and then we were on the 9th floor, and you head on into our Airbnb, and right when you walk in, you can just see how clean and how nice the whole place feels. The kitchen has everything that we need. There is a burner with an electric burner top there with 2 heating elements. There is no stove, or oven I should say. There's only the stove. We have this nice half bedroom here, which we've turned really into our luggage room. So it's so nice to have that, to be able to kind of lay everything out. This kitchen table has been wonderful for us. Even though we're not really eating meals here, we eat them out. We do work at the table, and so it's nice to have that. You can see how clean and modern everything is. We've been able to use our Fire Stick on the TV, and everything works perfectly there. Now the bathroom, I'll say if I had my, my wish, we would have a bathtub, but the bathroom has absolutely everything that we need. I'll say that the water here is warm, not really hot, but it's warm and it gets the job done. The shower and water pressure here is good. The bed is a little hard, but I think that Rick actually likes the way the bed feels for his back. It's unusual and it does take a little getting used to, but there's plenty of room in the bedroom for us, and we've been very happy overall. Back in the living room, the couch is small and cozy, but it also gets the job done. And then our balcony area is nice. There's a bar area next to us, and you might think that that would be terrible, but they play like really nice jazz kind of music, and so it's nice to sit out there at night and listen to it. This field is where our coffee shop is, and then you can see a hospital right from there. And then the piece de resistance is that 7-Eleven right there on the corner. And overall, I would say that this Airbnb, the unit itself, has been a real win for us. You go up to the 17th floor here, and the Astra has a workspace that you can use as a guest at I'll say the resort, which is really nice because we've noticed in a lot of the restaurants and coffee shops, they'll have signs letting you know that you're not allowed to work from there. In fact, they say, please don't bring your laptop here. So having a workspace, a dedicated workspace in the building is a really nice treat if you need that. And it's a beautiful one too. So I wouldn't mind coming up here and working because it's such a nice place to do that from. The gym is super well equipped, and you'll notice most days that it's pretty full. In addition to the gym, they also have a sauna and a steam room, and they have them separate for men and for women. So I don't think there's anything that you could need in the gym that you wouldn't have. It's a little small, but again, there is also the sauna and the steam room that you're welcome to use. Then I would say the reason that we chose this Airbnb was because of this pool. I recorded at one point from this end of the pool all the way down to the other end of the pool, and it took a full 2 minutes to walk from one end to the other. Today is the first day that we've had any wind, and so you're seeing the wind up here, but the entire time we've been here, the weather has just been beautiful, and so it's never crowded up here, but there's always people up here enjoying the sunbeds and laying out and using the pool. The sections are big enough that you could swim laps, and this is where we came up to watch all the fireworks around the city. So the pool is really a beautiful addition. So we hope that that gave you a good idea of what the Astra Sky River is like. And I would say that most of the Airbnbs inside the Astra Sky River are set up very much like our unit. I think there's just a difference of the size of bedrooms. So you might have one bedroom, the 1.5 like we have, there's a 2 and there's a 3 bedroom. So that's the really only difference.
Everything's pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the total cost for our Airbnb, we're here for a total of 22 nights is?
$1,467.
Yeah, so not bad. When you say that to somebody who's a Thai person, they will tell you that you've paid too much.
Yes.
But we're a tourist, right? And so we expect that. And we're here just for short term. And so we know that we couldn't get any of those sort of longer stay discounts. So I'm happy with that price.
Yes.
Now after having been here for a little bit, I feel like we have a little bit of a better understanding of the lay of the land. And the other areas we could have chose or you could be looking at to stay in are the Old Town area. And I would say the Old Town area might be a little more expensive and a little more crowded, but it's definitely centrally located. So I would say that the Old Town area would be a good choice. You think?
Yeah.
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 The other area you could choose to stay in would be by the Ping River, and the Ping River area I would say is a little outside of where we would want to be. It would take you longer to walk to most places, and we mostly walk everywhere.
Right. Right.
So I wouldn't personally stay in the Ping River area, although the resorts over there look really beautiful. So if you're just looking for a relaxing time and you want to stay and be pampered and sort of stay in a local area, that could be an area you stay in. Let's see, where else? Oh, the Neiman area. So that's an area that you'll hear lots of people say that they stay at, and I would say it's a super trendy, like really Instagrammable, hip kind of area with lots of coffee culture, big, beautiful malls over there.
A little more busier over there. There's more people, more traffic. So.
Yeah, it's weird. So it's busy where we're at too, but somehow it felt more congested and trafficy over there.
Yes.
And it's all the way on the other side of Chiang Mai from where we're at. I would say where we're at, you would call it like the Night Bazaar area.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know that that's perfectly accurate, but that's what I would say, the Night Bazaar area. So I wouldn't stay in the Neiman area just because I feel like you're removed from things and it's a little more busy.
Right.
So I am super happy.
I'm happy where we're staying right now because it's nice and walkable to wherever we need to go. And even if we, because we did walk over to the Neiman area, and it was only about 3.5 miles, so it wasn't bad. And we also get our steps in. So where we're at right here is, I think, a good location for us.
If we were to come back again, I'd be super happy to stay here. And I would say the only other place that I would probably look at is maybe the older Astra, because it's about 5 minutes closer to all of the activities and areas. I'm not sure amenity-wise as far as the building goes. I know our building is nicer, but their location is a little nicer. So I'd look between those two. Okay, so then the next thing that's usually really important to us is grocery stores. So we always want to be by a grocery store because you've seen Rick have to carry my Diet Coke, and so we want to be as close as possible.
And here that we heard the 7-Eleven, that's like your everyday pop in and grab something really quick. We have one right across the street from our Airbnb. There's also the Big C. That's a grocery store. It's kind of like a Safeway or Albertsons or Vons, something like that. And then there's also one a little further out that was really nice. It was called Ringping.
Yes.
Ramping.
Yes. And so that one is more like your Whole Foods. So I would say that the 7-Eleven, you can get everything you need at the 7-Eleven. You actually don't need to go
quick in, quick out.
You don't need to go to any of the other stores. They have everything. But I would say if you're interested in a little more variety and selection, you're going to want to go to the Big C. And by that, I just mean, so for example, I wanted some deodorant, I wanted some shampoo and conditioner, and you could totally get that at the 7-Eleven, and the prices were pretty much the same as they are at the Big C. It's just that you had more to choose from. So if you feel like there's something, we needed laundry detergent and we wanted kind of a bigger bag. We also wanted some bleach to go with it, and so we wanted to look at different brands. So if you want something specific, then I would say go to the Big C. But for your everyday needs, the 7-Eleven is there. And I would say here, we don't need very much because we're eating out so much.
All the time.
But at the 7-Eleven in Big C, let's give them some prices of some, things that we get. So Rick usually makes breakfast in the morning, but that's the only meal we kind of have in. So the things we look at are like eggs and bread and that kind of thing. So let's see.
I think eggs are like $1.50 to $1.70 for 10. They don't have a dozen, they have 10.
10. And then the loaf of bread is only a little over $1, like $1.13.
Right.
Milk's about $1.50 for a liter, and then a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke, which is important to me, is $2.28. So those are the prices for things at those stores. Now, the one store that's really fancy, and that if you are missing things from home and you really want some things from home, let's say
I was able to get Tabasco sauce there.
Yeah, so, that Rinping is the store to go to if you're a tourist and you're missing some things from home, or if you just want to have an unusual and elevated variety of groceries. It is a little more expensive there, but not prohibitive.
Not bad.
No,
yeah, not bad at all.
No. So those are the 3 grocery stores. But again, grocery stores here aren't as important as they have been in other places because mostly we're eating out.
Right.
Okay. So and then also you can get all your fresh fruits and vegetables and all of those things from any of the markets. And then they also have carts along the street where you can get, like we get 2 bags of fruit about every other day. And
pineapple and watermelon.
Pineapple and watermelon. It's 25 baht for each bag, so 50 baht, which is about $1.50 for delicious pineapple and watermelon. So you can always.
About 3 days for us. It's It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So since we're not spending a bunch of time at the grocery store, we're spending a bunch of time eating out.
We're eating out like 3 meals a day, even though we make breakfast in the morning. So we're like having a snack, we're having lunch, and we're having dinner. So
yeah, you figured it out. We've been here 11 days. Yesterday.
I think we've ate out 31 times.
He knows we've eaten out 31 times. Okay, so let's talk about that. So every morning you go down to the cutest little coffee shop. It's so our building is a high-rise building, and there's a little dirt lot right next to our building. And in that dirt lot, there's this is a permanent food cart stand.
Coffee cart,
yeah. And the guy there is wonderful, speaks fabulous English, and is engaging and interested. And
it's his own business. He's been there for a little over a year, he says, and his coffee is just fantastic.
Delicious.
So we always get 2 iced Americanos. And they're 35 baht each, 70 baht for 2 of them, which is about $2.03 for two large iced
coffees
Americanos.
That are delicious.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
And he's only not open on Sunday, so so we make coffee in the Airbnb on Sunday.
It's not as nearly as good.
No. So that's $2 to start our day with some coffee, and then typically we will. So there's so many places to go eat here. So just know that you're never going to be any kind of food you're going to want to eat, and anywhere you choose to stay, you're just going to walk outside and there's going to be all kinds of places to choose from. And so typically for lunch, what we do is there's a place that I've heard about or some place that somebody's recommended, and so we'll just put that into our Google Maps and we'll go for a walk, and we typically eat at a restaurant for lunch. And so I think you have a hard time spending more than $15.
Yeah, well, the nice restaurants will, like, we go to one nice restaurant, it's called Lemongrass Thai Cuisine.
Yeah, our favorite.
And that's $15.
Yeah.
So that's an expensive restaurant. Other than that, we're spending...
And we'll do air quotes.
We're spending anywhere from $5 to $10 on regular food.
Yeah. So at the restaurant, so what we get there is Rick will typically get like a tom yum seafood soup. I get some kind of rice and vegetable dish. I'll get a Coke Zero, and then
a large beer.
You'll get a large beer or a smoothie, one or the two. And so that's $15 at an expensive restaurant. And then we go to the night market. I would say 8 out of 10 nights for dinner. And the night market is great or the Night Bazaar, which is close to us. So you can kind of choose anything you want, and we both get whatever we want, and we end up out of there less than $12.
Yeah, and I've had pizza there. I've had noodle dishes, rice dishes, and my favorite is the grilled fish, and that is absolutely fantastic. I think I've had that 4 times already. So
yeah, that's the meatiest fish I think you've ever had.
It's the best grilled fish I've had, and it's really, really good.
And that's saying a lot, because
I'm actually kind of hungry for it right now.
I don't think Rick left any fish in the sea in Portugal, and so but you definitely like this the best of any fish.
It's really good.
Okay, so you're never going to have any problem eating out.
And what I've noticed here, like I've told Daphne several times, describing like the street cart culture is almost like going to a friend's backyard and they're preparing food for you and their barbecue. So it's kind of the same thing. It might look dirty, but it's really not. Like it's nothing to be afraid of, and we haven't had any problems whatsoever.
Not at all. So. And you just have to choose places that lots of people are at, and the food looks like it's moving. Not moving, but like it's they're moving through the food.
Right.
We've had no trouble at all.
No problem at all, and it's just like going to a friend's house in the backyard.
Yeah. And then what is there to do here? And so I would say, what isn't there to do?
Right. I mean, we like going out. Like part of our excursions or activities that we do is eat. So we go out. We like to go out and eat the food, meet the people, and just interact by walking and seeing different streets and different districts around the
parts
area.
Of the city.
And it's just nice doing that. But then the massages.
Well, just as many restaurants as there are.
Yeah.
There's about as many massage parlors, and so we've had the regular Western oil sort of massages, and then also the Thai massage. I would say you liked.
I like the Thai ball massage.
Yeah, you liked all the pushing and pulling that went along with that. I would say I preferred the traditional Western massage, and that one's a little more expensive than the Thai massage. But so listen to this. So for 2 massages for 2 hours for the traditional Western,
an hour a piece.
An hour each. The Western massage was $20 for both of us for an hour before the tip.
Right.
Crazy. And it was a great massage. It was one that our Airbnb host recommended to us going to that. But really, for the Thai massage that we got, we just walked up to a place that seemed, actually they were selling postcards and I needed to get postcards to send home. And so I was like, let's go to the massage place where they have the postcards.
They took us right in.
Yep, they put us in the traditional like Thai pants and top because they were going to be moving your legs and body all around. And that one was $20 including the tip for both of us. So, so that is... we talked about this, like the wellness part of that, like how good that must be for you to be able to do this more often. And of course, back in the United States, just financially, it's not possible to get a massage every week or a couple of massages a week. But here,
for 2 people to get an hour massage each, it's unheard of. You have to do it.
And you don't need to, make it a big production. You don't have to make reservations or any of that. We've just stopped in, and they've been able to take us both together, each right away. So, so that's great. The other things is that there's all the night markets. There's a big Sunday night market, the Saturday night market, and then our little Night Bazaar happens every night. There's temples you can go visit. There's hikes. There's shopping. So here, the shopping, we are only traveling with a suitcase, a carry-on, and a backpack. And so I haven't really been tempted anywhere we've been to go shopping.
Except for here.
But here, the shopping is so good. I bought a couple of pairs of pants, a pair of shorts, a shirt. I've got my eye on some sunglasses and a bracelet. So I have
for our next venture, once we leave here, we're going to have to get rid of some clothes.
We probably. Yes. So here the shopping is fantastic. There's a big coffee culture. This nice weather has meant that we could enjoy our rooftop pool, which has been really nice. And then there are excursions that you can take to kind of go anything that you want to do. If it's water-based, if it's history and culture-based, if it's hiking, whatever it is, there's all kinds of day trips you can take.
And I'll have to say, maybe we should have mentioned this before, but on our first impressions, we got here at the beginning of the year, and our first impressions, talking about the rooftop pool, we went up there at midnight, and it was 360 degrees of fireworks going off at midnight. So it was what a great first impression. It was crazy.
Well, I haven't seen we came, so we're talking about New Year's Eve, December 31st. So that's a very Western holiday. And man, Chiang Mai really goes all out for reasons to celebrate. And so we had started by the Ping River, and there was, we were there for 2 separate fireworks displays plus a concert, and we were only out for a couple of hours. We came back home, and there were more happening. Like we saw the program, and so there was more scheduled. And then we came back to the Airbnb and went up to the rooftop at midnight. And everywhere you turned, there were firework displays going on. And for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we tuckered out before the fireworks tuckered out. Like we left before they were all done, where that just doesn't happen back at home. So that was incredible. Right. Then the other thing is, yesterday we did an excursion to an elephant sanctuary, which I would highly recommend. I don't know that I know how to link the Viator trips in our description, and if I can't figure that out, just know that the one we went to was called Elephant Pride Sanctuary. And what was so special about it is that there's 3 elephants that they have there. It's a mother, a grandma, and the mom's baby. So 3 generations of female elephants. And they're rescued, and they only bring one group of people up there a day, where lots of the other elephant sanctuaries will bring up small groups, but multiple small groups throughout the day. This one only brings one group up a day, and you really just participate in their traditional or their regular daily activities.
And the elephants dictate how long they're going to do a certain thing, how long they're going to walk, how long they're going to bathe, how long they're going to eat. I mean, they constantly eat, but they dictate. You're not dictating what they're going to do. You just kind of follow along and just kind of watch them as they go out throughout their day.
Yeah. So we started with kind of getting to know them by feeding them, petting them. Then we all went for, there were only 6 of us on this tour. So then we took them up for a walk into the forest, and that was exhilarating. Like we were just walking with them. And then from there, again, they decided how long we were going to do that for. It was fascinating and fabulous to be that close and to be participating in that. Then we came back and we had a beautiful lunch spread. Super simple, but really well done food, all wrapped beautifully in like banana leaves. Just a great lunch. After lunch, then we changed into our bathing suits and we got into the mud with the elephants. Rick looked like he was a natural. I was hiding behind one of the guys and wanted to get out of there because the elephants like started, kicking up and flopping themselves down. And I know they were having fun, but they were big. So, and then from there we walked them over to a river where we got to help wash the mud off of them, and then spent some time. So I would highly recommend that.
That's one thing to do
for a full day. Yes. That was
$167
before tip. And so I would highly recommend if you're here doing that. And then tomorrow we're doing a cooking class. And so the Thai food is so delicious and I don't know how to make it. So when we go back home, hopefully this cooking class will help us do that. You have had a haircut?
I've had a haircut, and it's regular price. It's like $6 for...
Well, regular traveling price, not regular Western prices.
Yeah, so before I left, I spent $27 on my hair, and then here it was $6 for a haircut. You can get a haircut anywhere for $10 easily. So, and you get some cheaper. As we're walking, we see some cheaper ones too. So
so yours was 200 baht, and we've seen them for 100 baht. But everywhere you can get a $10 haircut.
So that's good.
Yep. And then I got a manicure and a pedicure, a gel manicure, gel pedicure, and I got it at a place that was a little more expensive than I had to get it at, and that was just because when we first got here, Rick wasn't feeling well, and so I knew that he was going to want to stay with me while I was getting my nails done, not leave me somewhere for any real length of time, and so I chose to get my nails done in the Astra Sky River, so in the salon they have in here. So it was more expensive because it's definitely geared toward tourists, but even saying that, the gel manicure, gel pedicure was $40, including the tip. So
when we say more expensive, it's about $10 more expensive than you would get it somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else here. Yeah. So, and then speaking of Rick feeling, and so the reason I did here, because he wasn't feeling well, he could come up and he could rest in the Airbnb and then come down, and then we went out to dinner from there. But now that we've been here we only needed to be here for a few days for us to realize how safe it is here. Right. So that's another first impression, is that it is really safe. So I needn't have worried about being somewhere by myself. I could have gone to any salon locally and it would have been fine to be alone. Like as a single female, I'm not a single female, but if I were a single female out and about in the city of Chiang Mai, I would not be frightened at all.
And when we say safe, they ride scooters all the time, and their helmets are just on their mirror of their scooter, whatever. They'll have packaging on their handlebars that they're just leaving there while it's parked, and they have no worries whatsoever.
We leave our phone and my purse out and don't even think twice about it. It is a very safe city. Yeah. So that is really nice. Okay, so what else do we... so speaking of you being sick, when we got here, Rick had I would say a really bad flu. I would liken it to COVID-like symptoms, where you had that extreme fatigue, the body aches, the stuffy head, all of that. So I had gone to the pharmacy to see about getting some medication for Rick. And what they said at the pharmacy when I went was that they don't, so I was looking for something like Dayquil.
Note to self, bring Dayquil or NyQuil with you if you have it, if you're coming from the United States, because they don't have it here. You can bring it in, you just can't bring
an excessive amount.
Yeah. But you can bring it in, and that really helps for the colds, at least for me. And when you get here, they will treat, we were told they will treat individual symptoms like a cough, like achiness, and then fever.
So they sold us something for the achy body. They sold us something for the cough and the congestion. But each thing had to be taken care of individually. And then our son back in the States Googled, and we told him we're having trouble finding a multi-symptom kind of medicine. And he Googled and said, well, have you tried Tiffy? And so we said, what is Tiffy? And so he said, well, it's on Reddit. That's what they said everybody uses. And so we took the picture into the pharmacy, and sure enough, they said, yep.
And it, how it...
It's you can't. I don't know if you can tell, but there's 4 tablets. They sell things in smaller quantities, so there's 4 tablets in here, and we bought 2 packs of this.
2 packs, 8 tablets for 80 cents.
And it was the ticket, like.
And the description on it, it helps cough, runny nose, achy body, fever. So it has all the description of a Dayquil or NyQuil.
Yeah. So if you get sick and you're in Thailand, Tiffy is what you want to get. They also had medicated throat lozenges that were inexpensive, and then we bought all the electrolytes. And it's funny because at the 7-Eleven you have to spend $6 before you can use your credit card.
200 baht.
It's really hard to get to 200 baht at the 7-Eleven, and so I bought them out of their electrolytes. And then the other thing they always recommend is this. It's a menthol, something that you smell. And it has the rooster on it. And so everyone says this takes care of everything from nausea to headaches to flu symptoms. So I got this.
It's like Vicks.
I will say that it really is just a menthol. It's a Vicks, which I don't know if it's our age group, but I definitely have a fondness for Vicks. And so it definitely smells good. I don't know if it's the be-all, end-all, but we got this also. And then I'll say that the real star of the show is the Tiffy and this bug spray. So
bug spray, really, because we both got bit by mosquitoes before we went on the elephant excursion. And then when we went on the elephant excursion, we put the bug spray on. No bites whatsoever.
No, and we were deep in the forest where they said there was lots of bug bites. A couple of the girls on the trip with us ended up with some rashes. Rick and I were perfectly fine. And so if you're here, you can get this bug spray anywhere, but this is the one that I would highly recommend. Yep. Okay. So now we're talking about medical things. So Rick was sick. We went to the dentist.
I went to the dentist. I knew I was going to go to the dentist when we were back home. On the left side of my mouth, one of my teeth were kind of bugging me a little bit, but not really bad. So we decided to, once we came to Chiang Mai, we'd try the dentistry here and just see how it was. So
we have our global insurance, but there's a high deductible. So we knew it would cost more in the States. And so we said, if Rick could wait, let's see.
We'll just wait.
We'll wait. And so, okay.
So we did. So right across the street from us, we have a dentist office. We went in there one day. They didn't have any appointments available that day, but after I think we made an appointment for a Saturday. So about 4 days later, once I went in there, my appointment was for 11:30. I got checked in. I had x-rays done. I had a full cleaning, full dental cleaning, full mouth cleaning, 2 targeted teeth for a deep cleaning, some mouthwash that they gave me, some pain pills,
plus the full exam,
the numbing that they gave me, the full exam, and all of that. We left there paying $65.
And we were out of there in a half an hour.
Out of there in exactly 1/2 hour.
Yeah. So and the facility was pristine. The dentist was the one who performed everything.
Yes.
Very efficient. All the high tech things that you would expect.
There, they did everything as if we were in the United States.
Yeah.
And it just cheaper and more efficient.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
That was great. And then Rick has a spot that has been bothering me that I wanted to make sure we got to the dermatologist for. And so we had been hearing about a dermatologist in Chiang Mai who's highly recommended, and it seemed like in every group everyone was recommending this specific dermatologist. We didn't quite know how to call and find out information, and so we just decided, okay, well, we'll take we'll take an Uber or a Grab. Actually, we ended up having to get a tuk-tuk, but we tuk-tucked over there, went in, and they asked.
It was crazy because at our hotel we were trying to wait for the Grab, and there was none available. So we knew what the price of the Grab would be. So we went out and checked with the tuk-tuk. He was a little more expensive, but we kind of had a ballpark figure. So we left our Airbnb at 10:20. We drove 3.5 miles in the tuk-tuk to the dermatologist without an appointment. We walked in. They asked if we had an appointment. We didn't. They asked for our passport, or asked for my passport. I filled out one piece of paper, and then they saw me right away.
Yeah.
And they did a full exam.
Full body exam.
And then they also froze 7 precancerous spots. Or I'm sorry, not 7, 5 precancerous spots. And we were out of there at 11:15. So under 50 minutes, we got all that done. And the crazy thing is, the total price was $49 for our full body exam and 5 areas that were frozen that were
Precancerous, yeah. Well, the cost is shocking. But then in addition, I don't know about you guys, but I know for us, we had Kaiser, we had very good insurance, and we both have had to have Mohs surgery to have things removed. So we've got a history of, skin cancer. But getting in for an appointment is crazy. Like, so we're waiting at least 6 months to get in for an appointment with a dermatologist. And we just walked into a very popular dermatologist, and we're seen, taken care of beautifully, and
the facility was fantastic, and all this, because since we go every year for checkups and stuff, all the tools that they use are exactly the same type of tools that we're accustomed to people using, and it's just so efficient.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. So that's so if you need some medical things done,
at least this is the place to get. I know
we can speak to dermatology,
yeah.
And we can speak to the dentist. The dentist office too. It was just one that was across the street. Their dentist office are everywhere. We didn't do any real research to find out if this was a great one or not, but we got. I don't know if we got lucky or that is just the standard. Right. Okay. So, what are your overall first impressions of Chiang Mai? What do you think?
Overall first impressions, I love it. It's so crazy. We talked about it. It's dirty, and when I say dirty, there's old. Dirt and old, but it's super clean. Like they're sweeping the dirt, and they're picking up trashes. And you might have areas that there's a bunch of trash on the corner, but that's for people to pile the trash up, and then somebody comes and takes it away.
Like
and even around that trash area is swept up and really clean. So it's I don't know. I love it. The people are so kind, so kind-hearted. I'm just amazed in the people.
Yeah, I would agree.
They're so kind.
Yeah, and it was almost immediate. So for me, like within the first day or two, there's a
calming.
Yeah, there's a feeling here that is just that you can't put your hand around to say why, but I really like it here. Yeah. There's a sense of peace when I'm walking around. I feel like I'm smiling all the time when I'm walking. I just feel a sense of joy and happiness and calmness here. So love Chiang Mai, and I think it was a great first stop for us. I'll be sad when it's time to go.
Yes.
Okay, so that's our long first impressions of Chiang Mai. And before we end the video, I want to take a moment to say thank you to Sarah. Sarah, you bought us some coffees, and so
thank you.
Yes, thank you, because you can see how far that goes here, and it is definitely a piece of joy in our day. So thank you, Sarah, for that. And then we'd also like to say, if you found today's video helpful at all, please give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And then we hope you join us next week when we're going to take you out with us and have you spend a day with us in Chiang Mai. So until then, bye.